34 people lost their jobs at Rockstar Games. Now the British government is getting involved. Multiple members of parliament are publicly calling out the developer behind Grand Theft Auto 6. They say Rockstar refused to properly engage with the people it fired. We are talking about closed doors, lost visas, and allegations of union busting at one of the biggest gaming companies in the world. And right now, a full employment tribunal is still on the way. In this video, we are breaking down exactly what happened, who is saying what, and what it could mean for the workers and for Rockstar going forward. Let's go back to where this all started. Last October, Rockstar Games fired 34 employees based in the United Kingdom. Rockstar's official reason was gross misconduct. The company claimed these workers had broken confidentiality rules by sharing private internal information through a Discord server. Rockstar even went further, saying the employees had leaked features for upcoming and unannounced games inside that server. That is a serious accusation. Leaking unannounced game content at a studio like Rockstar is about as bad as it gets professionally. But here is where the story starts to split in two directions. The IWGB Game Workers Union told a very different story. They said the Discord server was not about leaking games at all. They said it was a private space for workers to discuss union efforts, to organize, and to talk about their rights as employees. And every single one of the 34 fired workers in the United Kingdom was a member of the IWGB. Every one of them. The union says this was not about confidentiality. They say it was union busting, plain and simple. So what was actually shared in that Discord? An investigation by the outlet People Make Games looked into this in detail. They found that what appears to have triggered the firings was workers discussing an internal Rockstar management message. That message was about changes to the company's Slack policy, specifically designed to cut down on off-topic conversations at work. Workers shared and discussed that internal message in their Discord server, and that, according to reports, is what Rockstar used as its legal justification to let them all go. Whether that holds up in a full tribunal is still to be decided. This story did not stay inside the gaming industry for long. It went all the way to the British Prime Minister. Last December, UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer was directly asked about the Rockstar firings. He called it a deeply concerning case and said the government would investigate further. That is a pretty big deal. A head of state being asked about a video game company's hiring practices on the floor of Parliament is not something you see every day. But here is where it gets interesting. Multiple members of Parliament from Edinburgh, where Rockstar's UK studio is located, have now come out publicly to criticize the company. Chris Murray, Member of Parliament for Edinburgh East and Musselburgh, said he raised concerns at Prime Minister's questions and that a ministerial investigation was launched as a result. He also pointed out something really troubling on a personal level. One of his constituents, one of the fired workers, was forced to leave the country entirely because Rockstar had been their visa sponsor. When that job was gone, so was their right to stay in the United Kingdom. Tracy Gilbert, Member of Parliament for Edinburgh North and Leith, said it was extremely disappointing that Rockstar refused to properly engage with staff, representatives and trade unions throughout this process. She said workers asking for fairness, transparency and respect should not be met with silence and closed doors. And then there is Dr. Scott Arthur, Member of Parliament for Edinburgh South West. He said he personally visited the Rockstar office alongside fellow members of Parliament and spoke directly with senior management about treating staff fairly. He said it appears those principles are not being consistently upheld in practice. 3 separate politicians, all making the same point. Rockstar is not cooperating the way it should be. Earlier this year, an employment tribunal was held to decide one specific question. Should the fired workers receive temporary financial relief while the case continues? Judge Francis Eccles ruled that they should not. Part of the reasoning was that Rockstar also dismissed 3 employees in Canada who were not members of the IWGB. The judge used this to suggest that union membership alone may not have been the deciding factor. Rockstar shared this information as evidence they believe the union busting claim will not succeed, but this was only the interim hearing. The full tribunal, where both sides present all their evidence, has not happened yet. So what is the current situation? The workers are still out of their jobs. The full employment tribunal is still ahead. The ministerial investigation is still ongoing. And Rockstar has said very little publicly beyond defending itself. When IGN spoke to Take-Two Interactive chief executive Strauss Zelnick, which is the parent company of Rockstar, he defended the company's culture and said Take-Two is incredibly proud of its labor relations. That answer did not exactly win over the people following this story. But here is where it gets interesting. The outcome of this full tribunal could have a much bigger impact than just these 34 workers. If the tribunal rules that Rockstar did engage in union busting, the consequences for the company could be significant. Worker rights organizations across the gaming industry are watching this closely. The IWGB has framed this as a fight not just for the people who were fired, but for the right of game workers everywhere to organize without fear. The UK government is also in the middle of pushing through what politicians have called the largest expansion of workers' rights in a generation. This case sits right in the middle of all of that. And Rockstar, one of the most powerful and profitable studios in gaming, is now under scrutiny from politicians, unions, journalists, and workers across the industry. All while Grand Theft Auto 6, one of the most anticipated games in history, is still on the way. The question is whether all of this pressure will change anything, or whether Rockstar will continue to stay quiet and let the legal process run its course. This is a story that is far from over. 34 workers, 3 members of parliament, a prime minister's investigation, and a full employment tribunal still to come. Whether you follow gaming news for the games themselves or for the industry behind them, this one is worth keeping an eye on. We will keep you updated as this develops right here on the channel. If you found this video useful, hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a story. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.